sort of sitting in Delhi and looking out, there is, there are major transitions that take place in the international system and can take place. So the United States is now and has been since the end of World War II the dominant global power. Prior to that, it was Britain. And the question in everyone's mind who thinks about these things is, of course, the extraordinary rise of China, which of course has been extraordinarily beneficial to the Chinese people and is one of the great success stories of our times economically. It's also the return of the great civilization to the frontiers of human accomplishment. All of that is, of course, great. On the other hand, it's also a nation state with an army right? and other instruments, of course. So the question is, and India is right next to China. We just had this Doklam standoff between, which represents a sort of continuing thing. So the triplet of questions for you there is, what do you see as the challenge of rising Chinese power? Item one. Item two, does it matter that China is currently not a democracy in the sense in which India is? Do you think China will democratize? Will that make a difference to it? And finally, given a certain assessment of the problem, what do you think India should do?
There are two large migrations taking place of people. One is completely free, and the other is centrally organized. The systems respond differently. But you're saying China, I'd like to add India to that. There are two huge countries that are transforming from agricultural countries to urban modern countries, and that's huge chunk of the world population, right? And how these two countries do is going to fundamentally reshape the world. It's not my place to sit here and say China should be democratic or should not be democratic. They've chosen their path, and we've chosen our path. But there is cooperation and there is competition. We have to figure out how to get our jobs. We have to figure out how to get our people working. And the competition is with China. So we have to basically compete with them. And frankly, we're not doing that well. So that's point number one. Point number two is that China is entering spaces with one belt, one road. And China has a particular vision of the world. It's very clear. And from their perspective, it's a powerful vision. Does India have a similar vision? What does that vision look like? How much cooperation is there going to be between us and them? These are basically the fundamental questions going forward. But the thing to realize is China is moving with tremendous power. And we have to work with that. I think there's a lot of space for cooperation between the United States and India in the creation of jobs, in education. So I think there's a lot of synergy between the two countries. India also historically has maintained balance. So India has had a relationship with China, it has had a relationship with Russia, it has had a relationship with the United States, it has had a relationship with Iran and a number of countries. So to me, the strategic relationship with the United States is important. But balance is also important in terms of all the other countries around us. So that's, I would say there is a slight difference between us and the government. So that would be the lay of the land.